The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, everyone. My name is QuartSoft. I'm Director of Marketing in QuartSoft Corporation. And today we are going to start this webinar related to how to find the right mobile and cloud application development company for your projects. Let me start pretty briefly about the QuartSoft. We are a software development company located in the Silicon Valley, focused on the cloud, mobile application development, applications for the retail businesses, social applications, gaming, and the mobile industry. We have a different service ranges, and we are going to talk a little bit about what we do for our clients and how we manage our relationship. As of today, QuartSoft has more than 500 clients. We develop more than 900 projects. Our team is more than 100 developers in our development facility. We help clients, seed rounds, Series A rounds, startups, to implement their project from idea to the final release. We have a 100% satisfaction guarantee. We have a free lifetime support, and we are looking forward for a long-term relationship with our clients. So our service range is actually pretty like a one-stop shop for a company. We start from business analysis, including discussion of the scope of work. We do the product analysis. We do R&D process. We design UI wireframes and help our clients to define the project planning and the timelines. The next stage usually is the design. When we negotiate the branding, we create the graphic design, we create the UI interface. For mobile application, we create the mobile app design for smartphones, for the tablets. Sometimes at the same time, we start working with development. Development done based on Agile and the Scrum management process. We have a daily meetings, we have a team reports, we have a conference call with our clients. And the last is we help our clients to broadcast about the projects. We are working with the multiply marketing partners in the Silicon Valley, and we really help you to get in touch with them. We have some connections with business angels. And for the startups and for the companies who will be interested to know more about the investment opportunities, for sure we can set up meetings and connect them with the business angels. So let's start right now more about what our company do in terms of the outsourcing. So you probably know the IT world has changed completely. Cloud development and mobile development trends in 2012 will carry into 2013. The new term social, local, and mobile trend is expected to further expand its marketing role. A growing competition between companies for customers and investors result in huge changes in the business development and software development models. More companies attempt to focus on the specific niche and the specific issue to be solved. Business ventures are looking for the ways to preempt the market with new solutions before the competitors in a more regular basis than it used to be. That's why it's not a surprise that more and more companies have to look into the opportunities to rapidly scale development resources and other ways to speed up releases. As competition between them, including usage of the third-party tools and engaging outsourcing companies in order to accelerate the development process. Today's technologies help connect people globally to organize virtual meetings and free conference calls. Entrepreneurs and startups can now leverage the time difference to ensure 24/7 development process with international teams. A growing number of businesses considering cooperation with IT contractors to outsource their development needs fully or partially. Some companies divide the workflow between internal and external development teams, while others invest into their own development workforce and facility in other countries. So the best model, I think, is try to analyze the different IT sourcing strategies, how you can configure your team. And there are a bunch of the options. When making decisions about sourcing talent for projects, IT leaders must not only think about what to outsource, but how to outsource. With the increased use of the complete elastic workforce mix, multiply sourcing strategies, IT sourcing itself has become a complex process made up of a range of skills, best practices, and nuances. While the configuration are endless, major criteria for choosing the right mix of sourcing strategies are the overall cost of the organization, the measurable impact of the business, and the amount of control and flexibility and oversight an organization has over that resource. It's not a secret that the success of any outsourcing scenario depends on the service provider you have selected. The first outsourcing experience is likely to determine how the company will view the idea of outsourced partners in the future. Obviously, for positive outsourcing experience, it is better to hear a service provider following the best practices from the shown models. A partner that could become a happy middle ground between in-house development and the outsourcing. So, from our perspective, the best way is it's not actually stick to a specific model, but actually try to find the provider which leverage the benefits of offshore providers, managed services, consulting firms. So there are a bunch of the different things related to specific outsourcing configuration. So, for example, with on-demand staff expanding, you will be able to get an on-demand access to an entire team of local experts. Using the source model, companies can involve contractors into their projects to increase the output whenever it's necessary. This is the least expensive and most flexible approach to outsource that allows you to engage the additional expertise to your team without increasing the overall headcount. With this setup, organizations can maintain control of all resources. What about consulting firms? Got the green light, now what? Sometimes the best solution for companies is to outsource the entire projects. In this setup, the consulting firm becomes a partner of the company and performs what is necessary to successfully complete the project. Not all consulting firms are competent enough to overcome many challenges involved in the IT projects. Make sure your partner has experience in the domain and profound expertise in the business management and technologies. What if you invite the managed service provider? This outsourcing model suggests engaging outsourced partner to provide a clearly defined set of IT services. The majority of managed services providers charge an upfront setup fee and an ongoing flat or near fixed monthly fee, which benefits their clients by providing them with a predictable IT support cost and a fair amount of control. Regarding the cloud-based providers, cloud is just a delivery model which can be implemented in weeks, modified on the fly, and abandoned just as quickly as gaining momentum. Businesses are leveraging the cloud to outsource data storage applications like Salesforce, Google Apps, etc., and even the management of entire data centers to third-party providers. When you decide to select offshore provider, then companies probably will begin to relocate their IT infrastructure from the US to other countries. It could be outsourcing to India, China, or Eastern European countries. The business model, very simple. You can take advantage of the best and the brightest from developing nations for a fraction of the cost. As the offshore outsourcing market, mixed results have Chief Investment Officer evaluate the IT service and functions they choose to outsource this way. Regarding the way when you outsource just part of your development, instead of outsourcing the entire IT function, organizations they might prefer to retain a certain level of expertise in-house. So you can identify the skill gap and then separate different pieces of the project into the smaller processes. Those parts of the project can be outsourced, and then the provider with the better skills in those parts will be a best way to deliver the project fast and at a great rates. When we talk about the application services, based on the research done by Blue Wolf, the outsourcing of the different application services splits into the following segments. About 46% of the outsourcing related to the application development. About 39% related to the web and mobile development outsourcing. About 28% they outsource the hosting and the data center facilities. And about 26 companies, they outsource the application maintenance. So from our side, QuartSoft is actually specialized and help all those companies. We can develop application from scratch to the full release. We can also handle only specific part of their project, like UI design or the mobile application development, while you keep the remaining things in-house. We can also help you to migrate to cloud-based providers and help you to outsource your servers, data facilities, backups and all of this stuff. We can also help you to maintain your application, especially with some outgoing development, with some improvements on the long-term run. So, based on the research, application development as of today is the most outsourced IT function, both in scope and based on the different outsourcing strategies used. Some projects are best executed by a team of contractors, while others require a specialized consulting firms. As applications become more process-centric, the development community needs to have skill set around specific business processes, as well as industry expertise. In our case, as we mentioned, QuartSoft focused on the cloud-based applications, heavy load applications, applications with NoSQL database integration, applications related to the mobile industry, cross-platform applications for the iPhone and Android. We also focus on the retail businesses. We help companies to increase the conversion rates, and help clients to generate more sales by using the unique technologies and techniques. So now let's talk about the major issue you can find out when you outsource a business. And it's obviously not easy business model, but if you use that right, then you probably can get a lot more from that. So the outsourcing model might be worth every penny, not only because of the better pricing deal, but also due to a rich expertise of software developers from different countries in the specific technologies or niche. Historically, it happens that the country became a well-known leader in this certain field. Therefore, the specialists from this country are considered to be more productive and qualified than the colleague from other countries due to their expertise. Let's look at top complaints of clients with a negative outsourcing experience and how our company goes about to resolve those issues. So about 53 companies, they consider that lack of the project management skill set is the core problem. From our part, we eliminate this issue with the professional project management tools like Basecamp, Jira. We absolutely rely on the regular reporting and the meetings through the whole development cycle. Our project managers they have more than 5 years expertise in the different niche. So we have a really stable teams. We have a really stable departments related to the retail, to the cloud-based apps, and the mobile apps. Means the project manager will be working with you on the specific project. He will be an expert in this niche. And this way, you can actually get all benefits to get not only a reporter, but also like a technical co-founder who might generate ideas, who might investigate the other competitors, basically do research and development for you. So about 58 clients, they mention about insufficient process and the progress. In our case, about 30% of the time associated with the project analytics, analysis of the project requirements and building the wireframe. This is the timeline, this is the time we invest, which helps us to define the customer needs and create effective progress timeline. During the development process, our teams stick to agreement milestones established at the outset. Also, we send our customers weekly progress status reporting, as well as make it possible for them to track the progress on a daily basis in our own testing environment. They can reach the most recent version of the system at any time. So about 48 clients mentioned they have a hard time managing and metric of outsourcing team performance. This is usually the case when customers build for time and materials. In our case, our team works with cost on the fixed budget, project price, and hourly basis. We, of course, prefer projects with well-defined requirements to be able to determine the time frame and stick with the releases to specific dates. Means our clients, they not actually worry about the management of the team, they just follow and oversees the general development process. Because most of the time spent with initial requirements is actually a lot of savings at the end of the project. So at the same time, based on another research, we released that about 90% of the small and medium-sized business companies fail due to lack of skills in the specific area. It means that if they had used help of outside experts to professionally deal with challenges at specific stages, they would probably have stayed in the business. In this case, outsourcing helps small and medium-sized companies focus on the things within their expertise, while outsourcing tasks beyond their range of skills to someone else who might cooperate with them. That's a known fact that at different stages, the amount of outsourcing services will be different. But overall, about 30% of the tasks might be outsourcing, including design, development, internet marketing, or even support centers. So, as you can see, about 90% of the small businesses were still in the business after 5 years if they had the help of expert assistance on the initial stages. So, of course, there is an option to employ an expert for the full-time job instead of the outsourcing. So let's figure out what the advantages or disadvantages in between the outsourcing model, and let's compare it with in-house employee. So the first things we have to keep in mind is the cost. With in-house developer or in-house expert, you have to invest into at least a few employees for a successful business. Means you have to try different vendors before you choose the right person to work with. With outsourcing partners, you may have the all-required specialists in the outsourcing team while offering attractive fees for the qualified remote help. Means if you're actually doing the project, you don't have to waste your time by finding the different person, try to build a team. That's already exists in the outsourcing companies because they're working in the business for a while, and most of the times the development teams work together for 6-7 years. Of course, this is the speed. With in-house development, sometimes you have to spend a lot of time just to find out the person with the right skills to handle your projects. Sometimes this time takes longer, even if than the actual project will take. With outsourcing model, you will start monitoring the work progress with already predefined teams of their experts, and you will start this faster. And probably in this specific case, the MVP of the project will be done even before you find out the worker person. With outsourcing, you don't have to wait your time and money to recruit someone else permanently in the early days of your project development. Of course, there is a chance when after you try the outsourcing, you verify the business model of the project, you might want to have some more production and get some developers in-house. But in most cases, outsourcing companies are pretty happy to work with in-house specialists. And instead of finding like 10 developers to scale your project, you might get 2 or 3 team leads who will just oversee the project. They will be more engaged with the code, but still the actual coding or prototyping of the system done by someone else. Another point to consider is the scaling. It's very hard for business owners to scale the team, especially at the project outset. Most of the tasks must be completed as needs come up. So there's usually no need for a full-time team, especially with the specific projects. At the same time, every available person gets overloaded. It's not an easy decision to expand the in-house staff when the business owner knows that the work on the project is just temporary. But that means outsourcing model allows you to expand and decrease development team as needed. The business owner can add, replace, remove any person from the outsourcing team in a very fast and efficient manner, in accordance with the outgoing requirements. So let's say if you are working with a retail business, for about 2-3 months, your development team will be busy. Then you can have a break for 4-6 months until you get some traction, until you invest more into the marketing. And then once you prove your concept, you go back to outsourcing company and get the team to continue your development. This would not be possible actually with in-house specialists because you have to always pay them for any reason, even if you don't have a task to match. So another thing is outcomes quality. I mean, with in-house model, you can expect a single person to do everything for the project. Means with this scenario, you are unlikely to be satisfied with the overall quality of the final product. It does not mean that the one developer or one project manager, they cannot manage the project. They definitely could. But if you're really looking for a quality, then you should probably consider to invite a couple of professionals in the specific niche. So with outsourcing model, you can have experts in different fields working together for top-notch services and successful products. Most of the outsourcing partners looking for long-term preparation and care for their reputation. That's why they really will be happy to offer you the best specialist to meet your needs. And definitely the stress. With in-house managing of all employee traditional result in a better control, but finding a person with required skills as well as firing or demotivating a person who works in the company usually is really stressful situation. With outsourcing model, well, sometimes it can be stressful if you find out that you're a wrong partner, but With a good partner, you may rely on the right company for a long term. Same as for in-house employee. So let's see about what will be the best sourcing model. In our opinion, the best model that you might want to leverage will be a combination of the in-house specialist workforce with outsourcing services. Based on our business requirements, based on your business requirements, you might identify which parts of your application development project needs a closer monitoring and which ones you may delegate to your outsourcing partner. Based on our past history, we usually help companies very early stages when they have a really needs of the pretty fast development. They don't want to invest too much, and they don't actually verify the business model. So those companies, they need a very fast result to create an MVP. That's how QuartSoft can help to build a temporary team for 3-4 months to start working with the project, and then once you get this project done, then you can actually see the results and make a decision if you want to go and get like in-house specialists. With many clients who actually get some venture funding route or bootstrapping as a profitable businesses, we have a relationship for years, and sometimes they get a local person for technical needs just to represent the company to venture capitalists, to investors as technical co-founder, while 90% of development still done in Ukraine. So I would say we should try to avoid any risky outsourcing model and try to move into the cloud sourcing. QuartSoft advocates the new business model, cloud sourcing, which suggests a very tiny integration of the offshore team with the employer staff to enable quick responsive to changes, rapid scaling up and downsizing of the team in accordance with the current needs, as well as engaging additional resources at short notice. The traditional business model may have a serious risk for customers in terms of the intellectual property and the trade secrets. Since our company already established the official branch in the United States to fulfill contracts according to United States legislation, including copyright laws, means we are one of the transport providers for different startups and organizations. So another problem which many clients complain about is the miscommunications and the low productivity. Unlike traditional outsourcing model, the cloud sourcing approach suggests an appointment for an English-speaking dedicated product manager from the service provider's team to work closely with the customers. So QuartSoft has a steady product management team located in the Silicon Valley, which makes it possible for the both parties to organize personal meetings without any time different inconvenience and language barriers. This helps to increase the productivity as well, because sometimes talking to person will resolve the questions will be solved in minutes than days. So the cloud sourcing model is actually gives employer a long leeway to rely form a dedicated team by choosing necessary expert from the contractor's big staff. So employers select on the right skill set for the project. Probably it will be with specific expertise. In our case, when we invite the dedicated team, when we build a dedicated team for our clients, we're still looking for a specific task, and if we have an expert in our team who already defined and who already have an experience with the specific task from a large project, then we invite this person temporarily just to help you out and decrease the time to develop. So with outsourcing model, instead of using one person who will do all development himself, you can get an access to teams and engineers with a different skill set. So means in this case, by using the professional project management and by using the different professionals with expertise, you can get a really cost-effective results and pretty fast. So in terms of the payment scenario, uh, a lot of different companies, they're working with upfront payment, long-term, few months upfront payment, when they ask you to pay 50% just in advance. In our case, we really define the project requirements based on month-to-month payment on the hardware basis. So the customer, they pay only for the actual amount of the work we deliver. That gives the customer opportunity to really enjoy the quality services they deserve. So there are a couple of benefits to work using the crowdsourcing model. First is you get a dedicated product manager oriented with just only your project full time, and he will be doing the research, he will be doing the suggestions, reporting, and all of the stuff. Means you outsource not only development, but you outsource a lot of extra tasks about the research, about the project planning, about the generation of new features lists, etc. Plus, with such kind of project manager, you will get some expertise from his past experience. He can let you know in advance what things work in, what kind of model will be best for a project. The second benefit is definitely intellectual property security. With our company, you can be pretty safe in terms of your trade secrets or specific business models. We have a very, very great solid team of engineers. We are pretty flexible to scale the team as needed basis. So we can get 2 or 3 more developers for you 1 month, and then decrease team, or even let you hold the project development for a while. There is no hidden cost. You just pay for the results. And we actually help you to scale the product within the whole project cycle. So let me share some case studies with you, and I hope this will be great samples of how we can build a relationship. One of our clients, the voice-based company, they came to QuartSoft. It was just an idea, and we helped them to build the team from within our company. We create MVP, we create a demo, and they applied for investment. After that, we keep working with them for about 3 months as of today, responsible for the UI design changes, responsible for the cloud-based infrastructure, integration of the different services, integration with third party. We use Amazon Cloud hosting provider. We find out the best full text search engine to organize the fast search within the system. We integrated multiple different platforms into the system. We also help to develop HTML5 friendly version, which works on the tablets and the smartphones. Another project is Quartz. It's platform as a service, which helps you to manage your employee outside of the office. This project has a project management tool, the best project management tool. When you can create a project, you can create a task, and it has the client for the iPhone application. In this case, clients really invest into research and development, into infrastructure design built on our skill set. So we help them to create UI, we help them to create infrastructure, and we work together with the client team, with CDO very closely to incorporate the ideas into working prototype. And we also create the UI design for the application. So this is about it. I hope that you enjoyed the presentation. I hope we can get a little bit more time to talk and reply to your questions. So feel free to send them over the panel. Okay, so I think it's pretty much clear. So I would suggest that we post the presentation later on our SlideShare. It's SlideShare-QuartSoft. We're also going to post the transcript of this presentation to our blog. We invite you to follow our company on Facebook, Twitter. We handle different webinars related to different industries and plan to do that in 2013. You can subscribe right now to our next webinar, how to increase the sales in 2013. This webinar will be related to the retail businesses, and we investigate the different additional components which you can easily integrate in the existing e-commerce website. So we will send the email notification with a link to this webinar. So hope you get this invite. And thank you so much. Then have a great weekend. Have a great Christmas holidays. Good luck. Bye bye.